What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 32. Now, Lord, they said that I think it's only 2 more episodes to the season finale. Lord have mercy. Because, Jesus, this is the show that never ends. Gosh. Anyway, let's jump into it. So, we have John and Christina. She's on her way home. He picked her up and everything, and they get to the house, and she's introduced to 3 of his children are living in the house. He's got a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, and then I think she's 18 or 19, but on her way to college. Now, she said, listen, I get this relationship about a year. Tops. I said, well, girl. But they were all very polite to her. They didn't give her an attitude. They weren't rude or anything. And they had dinner that night. And she got emotional. She was talking about she had a child that basically the state had to come and take from her because she was in the throes of her addiction, and she was never well enough to ever get her child back. So she has a child that's out there in the system somewhere. She got very emotional about it, and John said, I'm a little worried about this being a trigger for her, but we're gonna ride it. We're gonna ride it. And the next day she gets up, and her mom end up going out to lunch. And her mother, listen, mama gives it all to her. Mama say, look, first of all, it's something ain't right with John. Okay? I don't trust him. Something ain't right with him. I can't put my finger on it, but my spidey senses are going off. She said, he got way too much money. He got 5 cars. He done bought a boat. He's always bringing stuff in the house. He used to give Tara whatever she wanted. And since we gonna talk about Tara, let's talk about Tara. They were a little too close for comfort. As far as I was concerned, she said, "Nah, I can't put my finger on it. I'm not gonna say that they slept together. I'm gonna say that she used to be down in his room all hours of the day and night, and they'd be whispering and talking. I don't know what they was whispering and talking about. And if I could have been a fly on the wall, baby, I would let you know what happened." She said, "But all I'm saying is, you need to keep an eye on it. I'm sorry I ain't say nothing before, but I really didn't want, I didn't want to say nothing until you could sort of kind of get a gauge for yourself and how you felt about it." And I'm like, well, she only been home for 24 hours, so you really didn't give her time to find out for herself. I mean, let's be honest, you didn't. But she was just like, she said, "Girl, I just wanted to let you know that I just, something just feel off." Now, she said, well, John said that, he picked up extra shifts and he working overtime, and her mama gave her that look like, ain't that much overtime in the world. Now, I don't know what she's trying to say John is or isn't doing, honey, but we'll see. Then we have Clint, Shane, and Lacey. Now, let me say this. So, Shane, is it Shane? Which one? Not Clint. Not Clint. Shane, Lacey, and the other one. Oh, shoot. The one that went to jail. He's upset because, of course, he's like, I can't believe that I've allowed Lacey to just stay in my head for all of these years. No matter what we've been through, she's cost me so much. We've been through so much together, and I just can't seem to get her out of my system. He said, and now to find out that she may have been the one that got me locked up, he was like, I just don't know. And so he started writing her this letter, and then he was going to take it to the house to drop it off, but he ended up not doing that. And then he was going to go to the bar. He wanted to get drunk. He wanted to drink. And he ended up calling his, the guy from jail, his prison cellmate, I should say. And let me say, that's a good friend. I think his name is John, too. That's a good friend. Because what he did was, he said, where you at? I'm on my way. And he sat there and he talked to you, and he let you talk. And he let you say whatever you needed to say about Lacey and get it off your chest, and however you needed to say what you needed to say. He let you say all of it. But you know what he didn't do? He ain't buy you no liquor. He ain't let you go in that bar and get drunk. He ain't let you mess up your sobriety and maybe end up back in jail. That's a good friend. You better keep him around, because you told him you were in crisis, and he said, where you at? I'm going to meet you. I'm on my way. And I don't know what that man was doing when you called him, but whatever he was doing, he dropped it. And he gave you whatever you needed so that you wouldn't, and again, the thing about people who have an addiction, it's day to day. Tomorrow, it might be a problem all over again. But for that night, you stayed sober because of him. And I can't be mad about it. He also told you leave her ass the hell alone. I can't be mad about that either. Um, Michael and Sarah, I'm not going to sit here and spend a whole lot of time on Michael and Sarah. I'm going to tell y'all that right here, right now. Michael, Sarah talking about how great things are going between her and Michael and how they haven't been arguing and they haven't been doing this and they haven't been doing that. And they've been sleeping together. And then she wake up and Michael packing his bag, honey. He talking about he got to go visit his mama. He ain't said nothing to her. He ain't tell her he was on his way out. He was leaving for a little while. None of that. But you know what I did? I can appreciate Sarah. You said, well, what you're not gonna do is leave it on me with the kids. You gonna tell them girls that you about to leave. You're not gonna leave and then let me have to explain it to them. And so he told them he was going to visit grandma and he'd be back in about a week. And she was like, Michael, you sure you really coming back? I'm coming back. Michael, you coming back? I promise I'm coming back. Michael, for real, you coming back? I'm coming back, girl. And then, the other thing she was saying was, I've gotten used to you being here. Like, if you're not going to be here, you need to let me know you're not going to be here so that I don't make plans accordingly. Girl, why are you making plans accordingly? You know he ain't shit. Like, you shouldn't rely on Michael to do nothing but be Michael. Because that's all he's ever shown you he know how to do is to be Michael. So what happens? Michael gone. It's been a couple of days. He ain't called her. And she can't get him on the phone. You know why? Because he ain't go visit his mama. He went to go visit some other woman. That's what he went to go do. Her girlfriend comes over. And her girlfriend is like, Michael ain't shit. She know Michael ain't shit. But for whatever reason, she can't stop dealing with Michael. And so Michael is doing what Michael does. And she tells her, you need to call Malcolm. And you need to try to make up with Malcolm. Because that's a good man. That's a good man, Savannah. You need to go make up with Malcolm. And so she calls Malcolm. And Michael, listen, Malcolm hit her with the, who this? I said, Malcolm, you ain't right. You ain't right. You ain't right to hit that girl with the who this. She was like, Sarah. He was like, oh, what you want? And she was like, well, I just think maybe there's some things that we left unsaid that maybe we need to talk about. And she was like, all right. He was like, all right, yeah, because you got some explaining to do. Now, Malcolm, even though I'm with you, boo, she really don't have no explaining to do because I think she done said it all. It is what it is. Michael will always be able to walk in and out of her life at will. That's what she's showing you. So either you okay with that or you not, but she is showing you that this is what he is. And in her mind, because they're technically still married and because he is the father of her children, he has a right to do that. All right, Puppy Ashley and her mama. Now, her mama's getting ready to leave, and they waiting on Puppy. Puppy ain't showing up to the hotel. Her mama got to hurry up and leave. Ashley got to get to work, and everybody's irritated with her. Puppy shows up late, and I feel like she was intoxicated. And then becomes a big argument about Puppy drinking too much, and yeah, she's been losing weight, and what is she doing, and is she figuring it out? And Puppy admits that she's struggling. She said, listen, I feel like everybody else got it figured out but me. I'm still trying to figure out this life after... this life after situation. I'm still trying to get it together, but I feel like everybody got it figured out but me. And she ends up, then she gets a phone call from her boo thing in jail. He about to get out. And you could tell she was like, oh, shit. Like, you about to get out now? Like, he was like, yeah, you gonna be able to come pick me up? And she was like, well, not at that moment, but she was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I got to see. He was like, what you mean you got to see? She said, well, first of all, I wasn't expecting you to be getting out this soon. Second of all, I thought we was taking baby steps on this thing. Like, I don't know. And I was like, all right, now, Ashley, you playing games. Because, am I calling her the right name? It's Puppy. Amber, not Ashley. Amber. I'm like, girl, you playing games because 2 weeks ago, you was all giggles and hoo-hoo-hoos and ha-ha-has when the man called. Now he's talking about he coming home. And it sounded to me like you was cool with having a pen pal and somebody to make you feel good, but you wasn't necessarily ready for boyfriend. I don't know. And of course, she ain't told Puppy because she said, hell, Puppy barely hanging on by a string as it is. I don't know if she'd be able to handle it if we were to get back together. Like, I just don't know. I mean, if I tell her I'm messing with this man, like, I don't know if she could handle it. Then they get into an argument, and Puppy's like, take me to the liquor. First, Puppy was like, well, fine, then I'll walk. And she was like, girl, get the car. Get your ass in the car. And then she was like, well, I want to take a, I'm taking to, take me to the liquor store. And Amber was like, I'm not. I'm taking you home because I got to go to work. And she was like, you need to take, like, I take work seriously. You need to be taking work seriously. Like, you need to really be taking this seriously. So then she said something about going to Vegas. Amber ain't going to Vegas to deal with Vince. She done already told y'all she don't want no parts of that situation. So no, she ain't going to Vegas. She was like, well, I want us to go to, well, let's get married. Amber was like, girl, what? No, we're not getting married. So I don't know, y'all. Puppy's in trouble. She's in crisis. I'm not gonna say she's an alcoholic. I don't know if it's her being an alcoholic or her using alcohol to mask other things that she needs to deal with. I don't know. But it's definitely a struggle. It's showing that there's a struggle there. Then we have Chevelle and Quaylon. So Chevelle tells Quaylon, you need to call your mother and tell your mother we get married. Right? You need to call your mother and tell your mother. So Quaylon calls us. First he was like, why? You need to call her and tell her. So he calls his mama. He got his mama on the speakerphone. And immediately the mama ain't here for it. He was like, well, I went to see, Chevelle. And immediately the mama won't here for it. Then he tells the mama, well, Chevelle flashes her ring at the mama. And the mama was like, excuse me, what? And the two of them end up getting into it. And my thing is this. I feel like, Chevelle, you was being real petty and immature and disrespectful to his mother. But I also feel like his mama was being disrespectful to her. And Quaylon was in the middle. And Quaylon was trying to tell Chevelle, can you please stop? This is my mother. Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? She wouldn't stop. And then she got mad at him because she was like, why won't you defend me? You're not having my back. Like, I'm supposed to be your wife. And you're supposed to have my back. You're supposed to defend me. Why won't you defend me? And he was like, I need you to chill. Like, at the end of the day, that's still my mama. Like, I need you to chill out. And, well, I'm supposed to be your wife. You're supposed to have my back. You're supposed to be defending me. You're supposed to have my back. Then the flip side was, he said, well, you ain't even told your mama. Tell your mama we getting married. So later on in the episode, her mama come up in the house. Her mama already mad because D-Mark done already told mama what was up. So mama already knew before she got there. Mama was in her feelings. And mama told her, listen, you making a mistake? Like, you're not even being, you can't even be a good boyfriend. How you gonna be a good husband? Every time it gets too cool, it gets too close for comfort, you go running back to your mama. You leave town. So how you gonna be a good husband and you can't be a good mama? Now, to Chevelle's defense, she did defend him more than he defended her against his mama. And she basically let her mama know, like, this is what it's gonna be. Either you gonna be on board or you not. And her mama was like, well, listen, I'm going to always be a part of my grandchild's life. She was like, ain't nobody talking about that. I ain't said nothing about you being a part of your grandchild's life. But what I did say was either you're going to be on board with this or you can go. And mama left the house. So, child, they get married. They said they get married within 30 days, child. They're going to get married within 30 days. Now, why they rushing it? I don't know, child. I don't know. But listen, everybody ain't wrong. Quaylon and Chevelle, this is a whole mess, and everybody ain't wrong. And I don't even predict it lasting to the end of the season, child. Anyway, that's what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments.